You've probably seen it around on places like Amazon, the Neewer camera shoulder rig. It looks impressive and the price is even better. But is it just another cheap knockoff, or is it actually worth buying? Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome to Premiere Prep. It's me, your host, Micah Pendleton. And yes, we are taking a look at the Neewer camera shoulder rig, which is available on Amazon for just around $70. This thing, if I were to use one word to describe it, so far it has been impressed. This has been a very good shoulder rig, especially for the price. And I've compared it to other things such as iCan rigs and everything, and this is easily $100 to $150 cheaper than almost anything you'll find. It's absolutely incredible. So let's go over a few things that I love about this, and then we'll get into maybe some things I'm not necessarily that pleased about. So the first thing is that it's pretty much an all metal design. Front to back, it's pretty much all metal with a couple of plastic pieces here and there, and where the plastic is, it makes sense, like these little stoppers on the end and everything. That makes sense. But one of my other favorite things is this quick release plate. It's actually pretty good. Now, one thing I have coming to just a little bit is this one little stop on the side. It does want to get stuck from time to time. You just gotta, wiggle it out, but it's not a big problem at all. And you can just take it right off. Oop. So it does have a screw that you gotta watch out for that may end up falling off. But it slides on really nicely. You can just clip it on, secure it, then you can unsecure it and then press this button and it slides right off. And something really nice is once it's on, like a lot of good quick release plates, it's that stop on there keeps the camera from falling off backwards or forwards. So this is an absolutely fantastic quick release plate. I very much love a good quick release plate on almost any rig I use. All right, so we are going to take a little bit of a look at this matte box. Because it is something else I can bring to your attention. This is, I would say, worth buying. But do note, this thing is almost completely plastic. It almost feels like it's from a different manufacturer. It's really, really confusing. This whole rig is pretty much all metal, but this matte box only has one metal piece, and that's what secures it to the actual rods. And even the little tighteners on the side, on the rig itself, they're metal, but on the matte box, they're plastic, and it doesn't make sense, and it's really kind of uneasy. And it's kind of chalky, when you move it up and down, it's a little bit scratchy. But it's not too bad. I would definitely say for the price, which was around $15, $20, this is also worth it. It definitely saved me a lot when on set, shooting outside, protected from a lot of lens flare. So I would recommend you do as well go with the matte box, and it looks cool. Why wouldn't you want a matte box on your shoulder rig? So let's go over something else here. For instance, what I did on set, which I absolutely loved, is I was able to secure it to my tripod like you see here. And I used the quick release plate, that way I could take it on and off of my tripod, which we reviewed this tripod and talked about budget tripods in general in this past episode. But it was absolutely fantastic because I could sit there and do all of my work on the tripod, get some pans and some tilts and everything. I could do all the tripod work, and then I could just take it off within just a couple of seconds and have it on my shoulder. It was fantastic and really was able to speed things up. So I absolutely love the rig in general. One of the plastic parts are the handles, and that's where it makes sense. You got kind of like this rubberized grip on here that's very good, very secure. I have absolutely no fear of losing grip on this thing. It works really well. The other thing is the actual shoulder pad. I really like this. It's a nice semi-hard foam material. So it's got a lot of comfort when it sits on you with even a lot of weight. We were shooting with the Sony FS100 all day, which is a good bit bigger than an actual DSLR or regular DSLR. And this held up like a champ all day long. It handled the weight fine. Everything was just fantastic. Something else that's kind of cool is on the bottom of this rig. So you have kind of this assembly here where it's like a cube which will actually hold your rig or your camera. And it's absolutely fantastic. But something that is interesting on the bottom, which will definitely make it more useful to anybody using some bigger tripods and stuff like that, is it has a regular 1/4 20 mounting thread, but it also has a larger Honestly, I don't know what the size is, but it makes it compatible for even more tripods and everything, which is super cool to see on this option. But having this on my tripod's quick release plate, it's just absolutely fantastic. So much saved. All right, now, so it's absolutely fantastic, especially for the price. As I've already mentioned, I love, love, love this rig. But like anything, it will have a couple of cons. So let's go over some cons that I have. Probably the number one is the way that this is secured to go up and down. Because as you can see, this brick, once I loosen it, I can take it up and down, which is a very nice adjustment point to have. But the problem is, once I secure it again, it's a little bit loose unless you really put some torque on these thumb things. I would like to see a little, there's a little bit of give, just a little bit of give right there. I would love to be able to see a more secure system, maybe with 4 tightening points, or maybe just some kind of extra roughed up metal sections or something like that to make this a little bit more secure. But all in all, it's really not too bad there. There's really not much else to say as a con though. I'm going over it right now in my head. That's really my only complaint. That's impressive. Okay, that is really good. That is actually probably the only complaint I can really think about for the rig itself. But on the matte box, basically I would just like to see a little bit more metal. These metal tightening tabs that are on the side, put them on the matte box, please. Because there's just too much plastic here. It feels kind of plasticky, it's a little bit wobbly. So the matte box is not necessarily the same build quality as this. The moves they made on this, I understand where they come from, why they designed it like this, but the plastic tabs on the side especially is just really like, why did you do that when you've already got these metal ones you can just put on there? I know it saves money for them and stuff, but really, as a consumer, please. Okay, so, I mean, that really does it. That is my review of this rig. It's fantastic, highly recommend that almost anybody buys it. Even if you're shooting on some heavier cameras, I could totally see this taking the load. Handled the FS100 fantastically. I mean, it's just a fantastic shoulder rig. There's not much else I can say, as I've already said. I mean, it's really impressive for the price. Highly recommend you check it out. I am very impressed with some of the newer products. I've used some of their LED lights, their shoulder rig, some filters and stuff like that. I'm impressed with them for the price. They are really doing some good stuff. I really appreciate them for all that they do. But that really wraps up this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you definitely check out this product in the link in the description. I mean, it really is fantastic. And this coming up Tuesday, we will have another episode of Film World Community. We didn't last week because I was having some technical difficulties with OBS, but thankfully I asked some questions on forums and people answered like that. They were great people. So we'll definitely be having another episode of Film World Community this Tuesday. And next episode of Premiere Prep, we're going to do something that's a first on Premiere Prep. We're going to be doing a Natron tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how you can stabilize camera footage in Natron. It's a lot easier than you would think, and I cannot wait to show you guys. So that wraps up this episode of Premiere Prep. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to live your life one frame at a time, and I will catch you next time.